What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this new project from SHABAKA called Legends of Lemuria. Now, SHABAKA is a rapper who's coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, and I did review a project of his a while ago that was called Top Raymond Shaman. Pretty dope project. He definitely showed that he could rap on that one, and he did have some interesting beats. So if you want to check out that project as well as this one and all his other stuff, just take a look at the links down below where I have all that information for you. But jumping into this one right here, what you're in for is a treat because this is a very unique project, and that does actually make it kind of difficult to review. It's a storytelling project where everything flows together very nicely, so I want to just speak on the sound of it and a little bit of what's going on without giving everything away, because I think if I do that, it would kind of ruin the experience. Just like if you're going to go watch a movie and I told you how all the shit panned out. So what you're going to get here is a story of a family that's torn apart by betrayal, and as you listen through, you're going to get songs that come from different perspectives of all the characters. For example, chapter 1 sets everything up nicely by painting the picture of this evil that is just arising and getting ready to put some drama onto this kingdom. And then on chapter 2, we're getting some content that focuses on the king and queen, while chapter 4 focuses on the evildoers, and so on and so on. All the tracks here are called chapter 1 through 13, and each one, like I said, will give you a different perspective, give you a lot of vivid imagery in regards to what's going on. So it really is the type of project that I think makes for a great listen from top to bottom. I'm not sure how the replay value will be here because even though it does all sound very nice, I think the beats kind of blend together in spots and get samey. But SHABAKA himself is a great rapper, man. He spits with passion, he sounds like he means it, and there really are some great flows and schemes on this one, especially some of what he was doing on chapter 9's last verse. I really thought that verse stuck out a lot with the way that he was piecing his words together. And then on chapter 6, we have this vivid imagery about these characters being on the run. It actually reminded me a little bit of, you know, in an RPG when you're on the world map just walking around, maybe you're running from some evil or something like that. These are just the type of thoughts that I got from it, but as you listen through, obviously you'll be able to form your own opinion. But all that said, with everything I'm saying about these fantasy elements, talking about this kingdom, all these different characters, kings and queens and whatnot, this really reminds me of like RPGs, JRPGs, even the fantasy element, because you do get some fun references throughout, including references to Game of Thrones and Attack on Titan. So everything flows together really well, just the way that he put this together. I feel like I said that a couple times, but it is what it is. I think it's just a very cohesive project. And even though that production does get a little bit samey, I like the sound of it because it does have that RPG feel to it. These beats have a lot of bass on them, but also a very mystical and sort of whimsical feel to them. And chapter 13 in particular has a pretty cool beat because it's led by guitar. I just thought that made it stick out a little bit more compared to some of the other tracks, because as I said, they do blend together a bit, and I think that's one of the biggest weaknesses here. Not that the beats are bad, I think this shit sounds pretty good from start to finish, but it does all kind of blend together, and once you do hear the story, I'm not sure how well these tracks are going to stand alone by themselves, like you want to just come back to them all the time. I mean, you might, but I really think the full experience here is taking it from the beginning to the end, since it is a story. But you know what, these songs still sound good, so you can certainly work with them in one way or the other. I just think that is one thing that might make this one a little bit of a divisive project in that sense, especially if you're not into all the fantasy and RPG type elements. But other than that, man, I think this is a pretty solid project. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. Certainly a step up from what he did last time. And I like the way that he ends this, because on chapter 13, he speaks about how this is the journey of a hero with 1,000 faces, and just the overall idea of good versus evil. We're all fighting against something. Sometimes there's stuff that comes into our life that we have to battle against because we don't want it to take over us. So in a way, you could kind of look at this album as a metaphor in regards to a lot of things. At least that's how I took it, based on how he tied this album up and what he was saying on that last song. But again, it is a story. Obviously, he has his things set up, so maybe I'm looking at it differently than what he wanted it to be. But you know what? That's a beautiful thing about a story. And either way, I think he put it together really well, because I said that like 10 times. Of course, I had to say that at the end, because I guess that's just what I'm doing today. But anyway, 3.5 out of 5 feels fair to me. Really good project. Make sure you check it out for yourself and then pass it on if you like it. You can follow him on social media. All the sites and stuff are down below. And of course, hit me up in the comment section with your thoughts, and make sure you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.